mean? What could happen if people think that there's voter fraud?
Well, one thing that you've seen Donald Trump and his surrogates do is they're seizing on these isolated instances of voter fraud that Katie mentioned, and they're conflating that with the rigging of the system, and they're telling people, they're telling their supporters to go to the polls and watch in certain places, as they call them. And when these people show up at the polls, they're going to find out that they're not actually allowed in the polls in most states. And in the states where they are allowed in, they're not going to be allowed near voters. They're not going to be allowed near the election officials. And if they try to interfere with voting, if they try to communicate with voters or election officials, they're going to be removed. And that's going to play into the suspicions that they have that there's something going on in there that they're not supposed to see. And that's just not the case. And I think on Election Day, played out in polling places across the country, and then amplified on the news and the internet and social media, this really has the potential to have a destabilizing effect on the orderly administration of the election.